coming to you live from Tennessee, from the east to the west. We are talking Cowboys everything. And you just entered
the Cowboy Zone.
Welcome back to another episode of the Cowboy Zone on a Victory Wednesday. This is Marcus Jones, the Blood City Cowboy, coming to you live from Memphis, Tennessee.
And this is Lambo from Cowboys out of Johnson City, Tennessee.
All right, guys, we got my co-host back for this week's special episode as we exit 2021 and enter 2022. Lambo, how you doing, man? It's been a while since we saw you.
I'm good, tired, got a lot going on. Sorry it's been so long, you guys. A little sick. Just trying to get this house ready to sell. Start a new job, been working a lot. But hopefully my phone I'm using a cell phone instead of my normal equipment, being it's all boxed up. So if my phone randomly flies out of here, that's why. It's barely holding.
So Lambo, will we still be able to say Lambo out of Johnson City, Tennessee?
Maybe.
Okay.
It's possible it could be Kingsport. We'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good this time that you left because of some positive stuff, new job, selling your house, and not due to COVID. So glad to see you looking better and feeling better.
Thanks, man. What's up?
All right, guys. Got a lot to talk about tonight. I see we got quite a few people coming in. Make sure you get in the comments. Let us know that you're here. Let us know what you want to talk about. Lambo and I are pretty open tonight. I'm going to talk a little about these Cowboys versus Cardinals matchup. And if Lambo wants to, we can recap a little bit about the blowout that happened last week. So I guess, Lambo, before we move on, I know I only got you for like 30 minutes. Anything you want to talk about with last week's game? Anything stood out? I mean, it was a great game overall. Too much to really talk about, but
I know
anything about the game really stood out to you?
No, it's just one of those games where it's my favorite type of game to watch because I got anxiety as it is, especially with my Cowboys. And when we could jump out to an early lead and I ain't got to worry about us messing up. And I don't know, man. Once we went to halftime, I knew there was no possible chance he was coming back. So it was just all easy selling from there. I could kick back, relax, enjoy us whipping their ass for the rest of the game. It's just a beautiful game and a great Christmas present. And I mean, there's just so much that happened. Trayvon Diggs got his 11th interception. It feels like
first play of the offensive drive for the football team. Ridiculous.
Why do they keep throwing to him? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
If you watch the sideline mic'd up, J-Ron Curse put it perfectly. Why do you throw him on the first play? Like, try to catch him off guard, try to get some momentum. Don't start the game off like that because that completely destroys momentum.
It's like they wanted to maybe get into knock our morale down off the bat, maybe hoping that they could get a big shot on them.
And it completely worked against them.
Yeah, doing what he does, put the clamps on Terry again.
Yeah, I was glad to see the offense get into a momentum, so I'm hoping they carry that forward. Going back looking at the game, I know a lot of people are gonna say like Kellen Moore opened up the playbook. Looking at the game, outside of the offsides, everybody run 4 verticals, and I find the open space. The playbook was pretty much the same as always been. It was really just execution and catching the ball that made the difference.
Yeah, execution was there. Dak looked like I had read that him and the receivers were putting in a little bit of extra work, and that showed up because it seemed like they had been off for a little bit.
Yeah,
and they really seemed on the same page.
I don't think there were any drops last week. If I'm thinking off the top of my head, I don't think there were any.
Not that I can remember.
Yeah.
Not that I can remember. I mean, even Dalton Schultz caught that pass when he got absolutely destroyed.
Right.
I mean, they was catching everything.
Exactly.
CeeDee Lamb had a wide receiver screen that he didn't pull in, but it was a terrible pass. So I can't really credit that as much of a drop. It was Cooper Rush gave it to him off the grass pretty much.
What's up, J Tuck? Thank you for joining. Hey, I
Oh,
might need
no.
mine back too.
I'm about to get that money. I'm in the championship.
Forgot about that. Congratulations, Lambo and Paul from the UK playing for the championship in the Cowboys Zone Fantasy League.
Yeah.
Should come down to the wire. I think the projections have you guys like 2 points apart.
Yeah, he's got a great wide receiver group, so we'll see.
Well, I mean, you made it to the championship for a reason, so you got a good chance.
Oh, I got some talent. I think I got Zeke and Najee Harris and Josh Jacobs. So that's my 2 running backs, and my flex is 3, workhorse running backs. So, and I got Cooper Kupp. So
that's always a good option. Yeah. That's 2 receivers right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And looking at the Cardinals play, this is a great week to have Zeke because they have a lot of problems that they need to get resolved. So I guess we're 7 minutes. Let's go ahead and get into it, and we'll talk about this Cardinals versus Cowboys game. And we'll start off with some of the key matchups to look forward to in the game.
Key matchups.
All right, guys. Once again, everybody watching, thank you for joining us. I see we got J Tuck in the building, Mendoza, DJ Dog. If anybody else is here, make sure you get in the comments. Let us know you're here so we can recognize you because you guys fuel the Cowboy Zone. Lambo, just looking at this game, I try to watch three games. They've been on the 3-game skid, so it's been really good watching. I've seen a lot of their negatives. I haven't seen a lot of positives, so I hope those don't come out this week. And I guess we just got to start key matchup number 1, and that's their quarterback position, Kyla Murray. What do you think about him this week?
I feel like the way really to win this game and control him is to keep him in the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
He's so short that he oftentimes can't, he doesn't do nearly as well from the pocket. His explosiveness comes from getting outside the pocket where he can see downfield and make things happen with his legs.
Mm-hmm.
And what I hope to see is Parsons spying him a lot and completely, we can't let him be taken off for 3rd and 12s and stuff like that and picking up first downs on the ground, and don't let him get outside the pocket and make big explosive plays downfield and things like that. Yeah. But yeah.
Looking at the game, and that's a great point you bring up about Parsons. This is going to be probably Parsons' biggest test in terms of field recognition and diagnostic. Because looking at how the Cardinals play, they run a lot of read option with the quarterback and the running back. And more than likely, Micah Parsons is going to be the key on whether he gives it to the running back or he pulls it out and goes into his progressions, throwing the ball or just tucking it and running it. So, like Mendoza said, got to make him a pocket passer. I think that's going to be hard for us to do just because of his style of play and how elusive he is.
Yeah.
But definitely that read option and Micah Parsons is going to be the major matchup that we have to watch with Kyla Murray.
Is Hopkins playing?
No, he's out for the season.
Okay.
Regular season.
Yeah, I thought he was. I just hadn't been following much of the Cardinals. I was going to say, even if he was, Trayvon Diggs matched up against him pretty well last time.
Right. Locked him down last year.
Yeah.
So, looking at Kyla Murray, and I talked about I watched 3 games. When I looked at their last 3 games, their problems look almost exactly like the Cowboys when we lost 3 out of 4. The quarterback was making mental errors. He was not throwing it the way he should have been. The offensive line wasn't blocking the way they should have.
Yeah.
And they had a ton of penalties and mental errors. I mean, botch snaps, holding calls at the wrong time, stuff like that. DJ Dog saying Murray can make every throw in the book and throw from multiple arm angles. That's true, DJ Dog, but these last 3 weeks, him and his receivers have not been on the same note with each other.
Is Rondo Moore healthy?
Who is that?
Rondo Moore.
Rondale Moore hasn't been playing a lot. He's actually healthy.
Because I know, me personally, maybe it's a good thing, but he's one of my concerns on offense.
I was about to go there too, and that was actually my next question: which receiver concerns you?
Yeah, it's Rondo Moore. He's a run after the catch. He's very good at it. He's good at making things happen once he gets the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're going to game plan a little bit with him against us to get him the ball in space, hand the ball off, a lot of little reverses and things like that, jet sweeps. I think they're going to do a little bit of everything with him and try to use him as a little secret weapon.
Yeah. And adding on to what you just said about Rondale Moore, another thing I noticed when I watched Kyla Murray play, he's a different quarterback when he doesn't have a security blanket.
Yeah.
Like you look at his first 2 years in the league, he had not AJ Green. Who am I thinking about? Larry Fitzgerald, where if all else fails, I could just throw it up and Fitz is gonna make a play on the ball. The past year and a half or so, he had DeAndre Hopkins. If things go to crap, I can always throw it up to Hop. The last 3 weeks, he's been spreading the ball out quite a bit, but it hasn't looked very good. 1 week is AJ Green's kind of the guy. 1 week it's what's the other receiver? Christian Kirk has been kind of the guy. Rondale Moore, like you said, makes some splash plays here and there, run after catch. But without having a go-to guy, he looks like a different quarterback. And I think that's going to work a lot to our advantage. And great stat by Mendoza. Moore's average depth per target is like 1 yard. Like you said, Lambo, he's a run after catch guy, so got to look out for that.
The weakness is tackle. We'll see how that goes. Rondo Moore doing a lot of underneath stuff. Hopefully they can step up when needed and make a play on the ball. Tackling. That's the one knock on him I'll say is I wish he was more willing in the tackling. I see like Kevin Joseph that I like that is that boy is ready to step up and hit somebody. Yeah. I like that.
And I'm interested to see what the snaps look like this week because
that's a good point. He looked good.
Jordan Lewis was out last week, so he got a bunch of snaps. How are they gonna split it up this week?
And damn, he looked good.
He did. It's hard to I think it's gonna be hard to take him off the field.
That's the guy we talked about before the draft and the talent that he had. And finally we got to see it. I was starting to get a little worried. But boss man.
All right, Lambo. Well, I got you here. So we look at the game last week. Kelvin Joseph didn't play any in the slot. He was purely an outside corner. Anthony Brown played the inside, which I don't think is his best position. If Jordan Lewis comes back this week, how do you think the splits are going to be? Do you think we're going to see less of Jordan Lewis or less of Anthony Brown?
Man, that's a good question. I don't know because Anthony Brown's had a very solid season, so it'd be hard for them to see them just pulling him much. But he, like you said, he also played in the slot.
He played exclusively in the slot this past week.
And Kelvin Joseph didn't. So, man, I don't know, dude. I really don't know.
So if they put Joseph in on the outside, are they pulling Brown off the field, or are they putting Brown in the slot and taking Lewis off the field?
Maybe they just – I don't know. That's crazy. That's going to be something to definitely see.
Right.
I feel like they may give him a little bit of Brown snaps.
I think they have to.
Yeah, I mean, you invested a second-round pick in the guy to be the future at the position on that side. So they got to at least give him a little bit, but we'll see.
Yeah. And William Kozer, thank you for joining us. You bring up another great point talking about the running backs. Like I talked about before, they love to use the running backs on those read options, and they also love to use the running backs out of the backfield. They lined up Chase Edmonds as a wide receiver, probably about half his snaps. And especially with D-Hop out now, it's probably going to be about the same, even more. So it's going to be a chess match on who they actually send out there to cover him. Is it a linebacker? Is it a safety? Is it a corner? And then you got James Conner, who probably be coming back, and they love to use him kind of on those flat routes as well, flats and outs. So got a lot of stuff to worry about on terms of the offense. And William Coulter brings up another point. We hadn't even talked about Zack Ertz. They traded for him a couple weeks ago. The last 2 weeks, he's really been getting involved with the offense because D-Hop is out. Lambo, how do you think we play Ertz? You think we just let Curse play him, or how do you think we roll with that?
I think he's gonna be J-Ron Curse's bitch.
Okay.
No, I've grown to love Curse throughout the season. You were one of the very first people, the first one I can remember that was extremely high on him from the get-go.
Yeah.
Thought he was going to be the key player in the secondary, and a starter. And I know a lot of people didn't think so, myself included, honestly. And man, he's been a really special piece.
Definitely.
I think he'll be on Hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Hurts, not Hurts. Hurts.
And Mendoza saying keep the snaps the same, minus a few for Boss Man. I'm really looking forward to seeing how we play him, especially looking at this team in particular. And Lambo, one more thing. We're talking about their receivers. How do you think we play Diggs this week? Does Diggs just play aside? Do you lock him up on AJ Green and take him out? Do you throw him on Zack Ertz and treat him like a receiver?
He followed last week a lot.
Well, it's McLaurin, so he's gonna follow
McLaurin. So I don't know. It's hard to say because I feel like he's a great matchup for AJ Green. I feel like he can completely wipe him out and shut him down for sure. But I feel like AJ Green's got enough left in the tank to make some deep catches on Anthony Brown. That kind of concerns me.
Now, going back to Oakland game when we played against Darren Waller before he got hurt, Diggs was playing against Waller quite a bit in the inside. So maybe we see Diggs lined up against Ertz a little bit if it looks like Ertz is starting to become the go-to receiver for Kyla Murray.
I think he'll start out staying on his side, but I think they'll adjust as the game goes on, based on who the hot hand is on offense.
I like that, Mendoza. Put him in a curse instead of a hearse. No, but I think you froze up on me.
Am I frozen?
You did for a second. All right, DJ Dog saying if Conner plays, he's a big receiving threat as a running back and has a nose for the end zone. Definitely two big things. I don't know how this guy gets all the touchdowns he gets. It's like when they get inside the 5, he's pretty much automatic. And like I said before, they love hitting him on those flats and those